Let's go. Time is against us.
Ach ja.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Hi.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Rahman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from King Deshret's civilization, the energy that flows in here is that of the Dendro Archon.
Hi.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an explanation.
Illusion shattered!
Ha! Cut to the chase. No touching. Ha! Ha! Hey! Incoming! Huh. Nowhere to hide. Scatter! Spring forth!
Born of ice and frost. Shine down!
Next on the agenda.
There is no escape!
For Rex Lapis! No touching! Propagate! Don't blink! With sword comes shadow!
Illusion shattered!
Incoming!
Born of ice and frost. Inazuma shines eternal!
No touching! Nowhere to hide.
Next on the agenda, there is no escape. We're way behind schedule. Born of... Come on! Focus! Illusion shattered!
Scatter!
Blaze over! There is no escape! Illusion shattered!
Don't blink! Hey! With sword comes shadow.
Shine down!
Profit!
There is no escape! Access denied!
Nowhere to hide.
Illusion shattered!
Spring forth! Ha!
Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Incoming!
We're way behind schedule for Rex Lapis!
Don't blink! Cut to the chase!
No touching! Next on the agenda,
Speed of light! Nowhere to hide.
Erstmal hochheilen. da.
All the world holds dear.
Now that's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient King Deshret script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
Ah ja.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental energy here is too concentrated. The scent of life. Is it trying to tell us something?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone to see.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rules?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Ruka Devata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No, impossible.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret were never enemies at all.
But this doesn't make any sense. The Dendro Archon's followers, they're clearly...
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
Gleich wieder da. Schön, seine Anhänger angestimmt.
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any of this before. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not make mistakes. We refuse to believe any of the rumors.
Schocki.
King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization. It was all Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's doing. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans. Fighting, feuding, double-crossing each other to survive in the desert.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my own eyes, ears, and heart, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to believe that after all these years, all this time seeking revenge, Suddenly now my enemy is my savior?
Rahman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dia, tell me. My Aramites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Hey, how you doing?
I'll live. Thanks. I should probably go. Can't just stay here forever.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for. But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow, I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you, too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone. It's the people responsible for all this that need to face the consequences of their actions.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Rahman's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's changed, I guess...
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice... long sleep. We'll need all our energy tomorrow.
The Sino.
Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Ach ja. What? Ach ja.
Illusion shattered! Born of ice and frost.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Scatter! Shine down!
Germinate!
I'm a little.
All hail! No touching!
The wrong test subject.
There is no escape! Happy to apply.
Propagate! Cut to the chase! Hey! Ha!
Access denied. Illusion shattered.
But Hähnchen. Oh Gott.
Take them. I have no need.
visszatennünk Kree. És ennek jomban pélk.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is thanks for agreeing to help.
Ah, don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on,
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick, please! Swift and painless!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned pale like they've seen—
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, "Do you wish to create a god?"
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a... Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Al-Haytham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, It's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge and wisdom that matters. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god?
From the beginning, when the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as greater. They found that at the time, not to mention that Lesser Lord. Slowly but surely, people.
So.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, Rahman, give me a few men to help us.
Sure.
Incoming. Speed of light.
Born of ice and frost.
Spring forth!
There is no escape. This is long overdue.
With sword comes shadow. Don't blink! Ah!
Yep. Keep cutting.
That's everything. On to the next. Speed of light.
as treasure is concerned. I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Weiter geht's. Ach Gott.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The 2 new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere's... Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about?
Or,
Oh! Paimon's so coming with...
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work or...
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it's...
What a whirlwind of a story.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I had anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger...
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
So, everyone, are we on the same page?
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
Well,
The next time we gather here,
Yep, it'll work out. Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already...
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one thing.
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
Everyone's here so early! But
we already discussed things a bit.
hey, where have you been?
Are you ready?
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon nervous.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been...
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions.
Paimon's a little...
To be honest, I feel the same. But your...
Candace gave us a...
Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today, as I said, only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hate them!
Have you finished saying your good...
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be...
Yes, she did. Our plan is not child's play. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be...
Didn't we already do that during...
You can never have enough words...
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while we all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some... Of course. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer... Just think about that mercenary who lost his...
Well,
I'm not like the...
This guy.
Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned... You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. I think... Those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupt... But the academia has always held a different... Come to think of it, the Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
But... Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease... At least, that's what Tainari told us. Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from forbidden knowledge.
But if that's the case...
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali...
You mean, it's related to the sea...
In that, to make sure we're still on track, I would like...
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon? Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
Ja. So viel dazu. Ach stimmt, das ist glaube ich ganz oben, ne? Wenn das nicht zu weit oben wäre. Rasser am Garten. Merci.
Ah, they're here.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes. We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extraction? What are you doing with those?
Look here.
Huh?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but...
That's an inch. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The Academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes.
Paimon is...
I understand, but because to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like...
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything went without a hitch. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There's...
But what was the point of
And that's perfectly fine.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the... Imagine if you've been using it after all that... A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so... In addition, the...
But why would you...
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous...
Things you're interested in, or...
Anyway, that's enough. I'm going to take those two to work on some...
Small project?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make...
I thought we agreed on a...
The plan is too radical and...
But it's still the best plan.
I did.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me?
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local... Had I known all hate...
Look, you already know that we're all...
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation...
Seems you really do understand the ways...
Traveler, Paimon. This is also something you... Ramon's plan is to have me work with the
Wait! How can we work with the...
We can't get through that wall. My plan will clear us of any pop...
That also sounds...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how deep...
Of course he does. He told me. He also said that with the help, I never blindly trust it.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable once push comes to shove. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you...
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right...
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries.
Sino, We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of...
Well, now that you've put it that way. But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything, since you and I both
Okay, you have a deal.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there.
Ach ja.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to arrest and how many?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain al Akhmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top...
Got it! Please wait a moment, I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer... Even if that guard...
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry. The guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must... Actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it...
I've given that a lot of thought. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who... But things like that never...
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle.
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true. But haven't you ever thought about it?
Because the Akasha controls the entire...
The Academia firmly believe
by sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and... However, at the... Emotions are... Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the apps, decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure... But now, you've joined a team. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become... The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to... So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be completely controlled by something without a mind of its own.
Is that so? I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped by the past.
I'm so glad that this is settled.
Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here.
I'm the security officer of the Great Red Sand District. My name is Luxembarbo.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working.
Beep! Construct! Beep!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest technology from the Academia?
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed to go on a mission with someone as...
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow...
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all of them. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due. Get ready.
Na, da geht's dann morgen weiter, Leute.